Welcome to Kaduna State, where visionary leadership and strategic planning are transforming the landscape of housing and infrastructure. Under the dynamic governance of His Excellency, Governor Sani, the state is witnessing unprecedented growth and development. This documentary delves into the remarkable achievements and milestones of key ministries and agencies, shedding light on their crucial roles in the housing sector. Join us as we explore how Kaduna State is paving way for a brighter and more prosperous future for its citizens.
City will provide world-class infrastructure and make Kaduna a reference point in modern and affordable accommodation, adequate security, and conducive atmosphere for business activities. It will facilitate international trade and serve as a platform for entrepreneurs and traders. Consequently, it will help harness product value chain opportunities and improve economic growth. In the economic city, there will be houses for the poor and less privileged, clinics, shops, poultry farms, farmlands for rainy season and irrigation farming, as well as an orphanage center. Our vision is to make Kaduna the leading economic hub in the north. We want to create a business cluster that will drive competition in northern region.
My name is Aminu Abdullahi Shagali, the Honorable Commissioner Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Kaduna State. Okay, the mandate of the ministry is to provide affordable housing to the people of Kaduna State, to close the gap that the state is having in housing, making sure that public building are protected and are built, so that government activities will prosper and continue. The first thing that the governor did as he assumed the leadership of the state is to, look at other options. The first options that I think he took over before even we came on board as commissioners is to meet with ambassadors and leadership of Qatar Charity Foundation, which led to building of 500 houses, which are almost at stage of completion, and this will greatly impact the people of Kaduna State, because these houses are for charity, are going to be given for the less privileged across the state, and is a very important step in trying to close the housing deficit that we are having in Kaduna State. We have housing project in Regasa, we have another housing project in Zaria, we have another housing project at Angwan Tanko. All these are social housing. They are meant to provide affordable houses to the populace of Kaduna State. So the governor is doing tremendously well to see that people of Kaduna State, benefit from, both the international charity organizations and the national organization.
My name is Abakar Rabi Abakar. I am the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Kaduna State Development and Property Company, KSDPC. KSDPC was established to commercialize and expand the operations of the Kaduna State Housing Authority to include the provision of decent residential and commercial accommodations for the residents of Kaduna. Under the leadership of Governor Sani, The company is currently advancing the development infrastructure across its existing layouts and actively exploring a range of property development partnerships. The company itself, upon assumption of office, we inaugurated the KSDPC on Wheels Development Committee to oversee the full commencement of the full digitalization of the KSDPC records and processes, and at the same time upgrade roadways and drainage infrastructure at the Malali Urban Renewal Development Site in Kaduna. KSDPC has delivered more than 120 houses and a modern market for the Malali districts, with 20 more houses across other districts, including an ultra-modern market for Barnawa district, which moving forward, with the support and approvals from His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Sani, KSDPC plans to collaborate with private sector investors to deliver 2,000 houses across the 5 residential layouts, supported by the public and commercial amenities, such as a 5-star hotel, a private university, an ultra-modern automobile village, a building materials village, and a heavy-duty village. These initiatives are expected to create numerous direct and indirect job opportunities to spark up urbanization and rapidly expand the metropolis and further boost the local economy of the state.
Dr. Bashir Garba Ibrahim, Director General, Kaduna State Geography Information Services. Well, the general mandate of KADGIS is land administration and land management for Kaduna State. His Excellency, the Executive Governor, has already given an approval for the KADGIS to expand their growing geographical reach through planning of various local government areas to increase the number of our customers. I think recently His Excellency has approved some layout in some various local government like Giwa, like Sabangari, and like Ikara. We have GRA now in Ikara, which is a new innovation, because before we are concentrating our energy and effort into the urban areas, we are not going back to the rural areas. So one of our greatest achievements is making GRAs in various local government, and we are seeing a lot of lights from that activity. Additionally, now new products are on ground. There are so many activities that we are not doing before, but other entities like Aegis in Abuja, they are doing some of these activities, but relatively now we have advanced, which led so many states are coming to Kaduna State to adopt issue of new sectional titling that we don't do before. If you have an estate now, each and every block of flat can get its own CFO. You don't need to have CFO for the whole building. So we are now really making effort to make sure that sectional titling in Kaduna State, KADGIS, is going to be one of the best way of generating more revenue in the state. The new program, which is the first of its kind in Nigeria, is His Excellency graciously has approved offering of discounts and instrumental payments so that we'll get more revenue and increase our customers in the state. So if you don't have money to pay for your land title, so you can easily pay instrumentally, and at the same time there is discount for those people who can afford to pay within 30 days of the governor introducing the program to the state. So these are some of the innovations that I think we are the first state in the federation to do that. The role KADGIS play in the issue of housing development in Kaduna State most importantly, the issue of partnership with Qatar, to enhance strategic partnership with international donor agencies, governmental agencies, non-governmental agencies. KAGIS has now deployed a new framework in which to improve the level of partnership to make sure that partners coming into the country, they will have ease of doing business through land allocation. We made it so easy and so simple for investors and donor agencies to come into KAGIS. There is already allocated places that are designated for such kind of investment. Through review of our DLA, Development Development Lease Agreement, and then through the review of our PPP framework, we have now designated various areas whereby investors can easily key in. The land is already there. Kaduna State has about 4 million hectares, and we are able only to work with 1.5 million hectares. So it is a state whereby we are open, we have ample light to give everybody to come and invest.
I'm Ismail Umar Duko, Director General, Kaduna State Urban Planning Development Authority, KSDPC. Well, basically, KSDPC is in charge of physical planning, development control of any urban designated area, be it Kaduna, Kafanchan, and Zaria, and equally all local government headquarters that have been defined as an urban designated area. Our roles are very important there. As some of our mandate, we deal with basically development control of the city, and we are involved in design and planning of all the cities in Kaduna, all the urban areas, rural areas, where we have a tendency of growth of the city. We look at it and come up with action plans that would go in line with the demand of the people around that area. One of the goals of this administration is to upgrade rural areas such that with what happened in the urban renewal, rural areas shouldn't be flowing into the city, and areas where new roads are being constructed, bridges are being constructed, public buildings are being done, skills acquisition centers are being done, industries, agro-processing activities are being located in these rural areas. What we try to do is we come up with schemes, planning schemes that would tally with the economic activity of those people. And at the moment, one of the achievements of our office is we are working with all the departments in the office. As such, we are looking at a situation where we are going to look at, rather than building normal buildings that involves building blocks and cement and what have you, we are trying to go into encouraging people to use local materials, such as the mud building that can be burnt so that it can be like a burnt bricks. It's going to cost lesser. It will go more than 3 million, 2-point-something million, and a common man can own a house. So the target of the administration, when we looked at it, we see the direction of His Excellency the Governor is tilting towards the common man and the rural dwellers. So we are working on bringing mass housing programs, housing development, housing delivery that is tilting towards traditional buildings that will last more than 100 years, and it's going to be cheaper. It doesn't involve much cement. It doesn't involve all the materials that are needed that are expensive because of the inflation that we found ourselves in. We work with the Ministry of Works and Kadra and Kaduna Capital Territory. So what we basically do is we try to guide them when it comes to road construction. As such, if there are buildings that are very close to the road, we try to maintain certain setbacks for future expansion of the road in line with the master plan. And in the rural areas where new roads are being constructed, as I've said earlier, the role we played is we try to maximize all the lands that are within that area so that government and the people there will be able to have 100% maximization benefit of the road that is being constructed in that area.
Okay, my name is Dr. Abdullah Babamat, the Managing Director, Kaduna State Roads Agency. Okay, the core mandates of the agency is to construct upgrade, maintain and rehabilitate state-owned roads within Kaduna State, including road furniture like street lights and other services associated with the road. Actually, you can't build house without access road. Access road is mandatory. So the building of roads within housing estates, it boosts economy of the state because it attracts investors from local and outside the state, including foreigners. So with access road and the necessary infrastructure in place, especially access road, many people will be willing to come and invest in Kaduna State. For the past 1 year, the government have constructed a number of roads, more than 50 roads. They've initiated. Most of these roads are linkage to communities on virgin roads. It's not reconstruction, but building a new road, passing through forests and this thing to connect some communities. So more than 50 roads and more than 600 kilometers, because a single road that connects, for example, from Gadangayan through Garaji to Kujama Junction is one of the examples of this road. It's 35 kilometers being constructed by Mothercat, my Mothercat. So another road is, and this is a new road. It's not that there is an existing road. We are crossing River Kaduna with one major bridge of 130 meters span, and also construction of Godo through Kibam to Sanga local government in Gontu. So it's another 22.5 kilometers. So these are some of the examples of this road. They are very, very important economic roads that link more than 200 communities, farming communities within the state. So this will create access to so many places, including housing and other sectors.
One of the good things about that Qatar housing building is for the common man, the less privileged. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to tilt certain activities as such by the opposite direction of the Qatar housing. You will see the Castle Village, which is ongoing. And we are coming up with certain specialized skills acquisition centers that would encourage people to live close to the Qatar housing, and they could be able to own buildings in the Qatar housing. And some of the beauty of the Qatar project is it's a self-sustaining project. As such, is going to have poultry farms, fish pond, skills programs that people living there can be independent. So we are trying to harness those opportunities and bring out certain interrelated activity that will work with the Qatar housing project.
The plan is ongoing for constructing a road network within the layout so that it will increase the economic activities as well as the security of that particular place. So Qatar Sinabe project is one of the major important, and without road, it will not be 100% completed. So the state government is doing everything possible to ensure that access road within the Qatar project is provided.
It is a wonderful investment, which I think Kaduna State is one of the states that really assisted in the implementation, because it took Kaduna State very few days to allocate the space, and at the same time the state government created all the infrastructure before the take-up of the housing. And then I think after the completion of the project, a lot of investors will see the light of coming to Kaduna to invest in housing. And then we have more than 150 DLS on ground that are still working, and I think if the Qatari project is conclusive, more investors will come to the state, and it will ease the issue of rent in Kaduna State, and also the issue of people acquiring houses on their own. So I think it is one of the best projects that KDSG is proud of. And then we are still hoping to get more investors to come into Kaduna State. We have the land, and we are ready to give the land.
The safety and security of our citizens remains paramount. It is our duty as a government to support the security agencies in carrying out their vital responsibilities. We recognize the challenges confronting our security personnel, especially in terms of mobility and swiftly accessing remote areas. Improved mobility means that security operators can respond faster and more efficiently to distress calls. It means that our security forces can more easily seize the initiative. It also means that citizens can feel safer because of the more visible security presence. However, today's commissioning and distribution of vehicles and motorcycles is not just about providing more tools. It is about demonstrating our continued support to security forces. It is about empowering our security personnel, showing them that we value their sacrifices and supporting them in their mission to protect and serve.